How are you doing, guys? ZedEye here. So today I wanted to discuss regarding of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now there were plenty reviewers already that have expressed their thoughts regarding this game, and man, I gotta say, there's just that I'm genuinely am surprised how high the scores actually were given for this game. The game is still not coming out until I believe the 24th of this month, and as such, basically it's still a little bit of a, few more days to wait, a whole week in fact. And after checking out that Capcom were so confident that they had something very special, like a hitter, right, of this caliber that will be coming out soon. So, they decided to release the reviews instead, and as such, a whole week earlier. This just like screams of how confident they were with this title, and it's a fantastic thing to do and fantastic thing to see as well. After when there were so many disappointments and so many kind of questionable decisions that were made, right? As an example, I'm not gonna point out fingers, but I'm just gonna say, give some examples, like maybe review, just like literally you're allowed to have a review on the day of the release of that particular game, or perhaps a day earlier. There's always something kind of sketchy about that, or there's always something that could be something going on we're not too sure about yet. And as such, after checking out Resident Evil 4 Remake that got a whole week earlier with its reviews and getting so many high praises, it's fantastic. It genuinely is. Such as the IGN giving a masterpiece 10 out of 10, Easy Allies, GameSpot, Press Start, Shaxx News, Push Square, they all gave this game a 10. It's genuinely incredible. And you know why I'm surprised? Because this is Resident Evil we're talking about. We're talking about a remake, because there's always a hit or a miss with the remakes that we have seen from Capcom, right? Resident Evil 2 was definitely a hit, even though I don't think it was such a big hit compared to what we've got with the Resident Evil 4, in fact. But then we got a big major miss with the Resident Evil 3 remake. But now with the Resident Evil 4, it's fantastic because, Resident Evil 4 revolutionized in terms of the combat and third-person perspective game. It was genuinely innovation, and people loved it back then when it came out at first. I think it was in 2004 or 2005. And now that they were worried, right, that there's going to be a remake, so wait, are they going to squander this opportunity? Are they going to make it better? There were a lot of concerns and people were expressing, right? And because of that, original Resident Evil 4 was beloved to many, and it was considered to be a masterpiece game as well. Yeah, sure, it had some issues, for sure, certainty, but they still gave it extremely high praising, high scores included. And now with its remake that was announced that it's going to be coming, a lot of people were very excited, because it's obvious that it would have been coming sooner rather than later, but there were still some concerns, like I mentioned. And now with its remake that it's actually in the horizon and getting its early reviews and its only positive press, that's incredible. Not positive press, but positive reception, that's incredible, genuinely is. And now seeing this, how good this game is getting in terms everything that's been mentioned with its conclusions and a lot of people's thoughts, process and stuff like that, it's just wait, we already had a lot of people, right, in their expressions, right? We already had a masterpiece game of an original game, and now they remade it into modernized controls and modernized look included, and extra things, a few things that were cut and was necessary to even cut, and a few things have been changed, and it's even getting better. It's music to everyone's ears, and you know what? That's fantastic. It's great to see a beloved game getting a remake, and I'll argue to say, after all the reviews that I've listened to, I'll argue to say that this remake may be even better than the original, and maybe the only prime way to actually experiencing this game. It's kind of sad as well, because original game is beloved by many, right? Like I mentioned already, but then a remake comes up and just swoops it out, out of the way, and it's I'll be stepping up in terms of everything, in terms of quality, in terms of everything, in terms of what a definition of a remake should be. It's fantastic. It's just you don't want anything else other than this. And I'm noticing that few actually have mentioned that this game is getting kind of poor reception from a lot of reviewers as well. For example, I want to mention first that OpenCritic is giving this game like a 92, and Metacritic is giving it a 93. It's fantastic, it genuinely is. But some actually are giving it like a lower score, it's like something like a 70 by Silconera. I assume that's how you pronounce their name. I actually have never even heard of them. Maybe I should find somebody a lot more, has more credibility to their name, since I actually known at least better. For example, DualShockers, I at least have heard about them. They mentioned that Resident Evil 4 Remake asks the bold question of whether you can perfect what many already consider perfection. While fairly competent at the basics, Capcom's latest remake has the least creative energy of its series revivals, leaving you wanting much more. Yeah, right. Innovation, that's what he was looking from a remake. I don't think that's what we should actually, anybody should be expecting, right? It's just, a lot of people say that a remake should be making it different strives towards differences comparing to the original. No, in my opinion, remake is a remake. It should not be an original complete game. It should be a bloody remake. Remake is in a definition, right? The title is in the definition. It just makes sense for it to have and to expect similarities, but improved upon in every single aspect. And I think Resident Evil 4 did just that, and it seems like it delivered. That's fantastic. I don't know why a lot of people, or can't say a lot, few, let's just say few, and those are like basically they're not even important people at all in this case. If they're mentioning it, something like this, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna bash on them about this. I'm gonna say they're not important if that's what you think that a remake, right? A game of remake should have been. Innovation. What? No, it should be improved upon, it should be modernized as well. Few things should have been taken away that just genuinely did not work, or few things that should have been changed, and few things should have been improved upon. Actually, everything should have been improved upon, and Resident Evil 4 did just that. And I personally think, so far that I've noticed, that a lot of people have mentioned, and a lot of people that I trust in terms of the reviews and their credit, I believe them, and I think that's definitely a very good approach for this game, that a lot of people will have a fantastic time of experiencing it, and it's genuinely going to be it's going to be great to see more of a general perception, if that makes sense, right? And of course, on waiting a little bit longer until that honeymoon is gone, by the time I give it take maybe a little bit, maybe over a month or so. So with the release of the game, general public will actually get their hands on this game. They'll express their thoughts. Obviously, it's gonna be very positive, I'm sure of that. But then after like a bit of a month, marinate a little bit of everybody's thoughts, and then genuinely express what they actually think about the game, because that's when the honeymoon settles down, and that one would be the best reviews coming up, and perhaps shall see if it genuinely is a 10 out of 10 game. But so far with every metric that we've gotten, it's genuinely screaming a quality game, and everybody should be picking it up at least anytime soon. In my case, I want to sprinkle in my thoughts in here as well a little bit. Like in my situation, not my thoughts, but basically I will not be able to pick this game up on day one, unfortunately. I have got my own life situation issues at that particular moment. I'm actually going to be going away for a bit. By the way, my schedules in terms of YouTube videos, they're still going to be coming up. It's no problem about that. But just so you know, I will not be able to make a review of my own on day one or day two or day one, first week even, because I'll be quite busy basically for the next, I'm not too sure, 2 to 3 weeks, and that's why I will not be able to pick up this game. It's unfortunate, but oh well. That's alright, because also this means that Capcom will have an opportunity of to actually fix some issues if there is any, like with its continuation of patches. Like I know they mentioned as well that they're gonna patch out on day one patch of the heavy kind of raindrops, like a milky vibe that has got to it for some odd reason. They need to reduce on that, and they already announced that they have heard the feedback and they're gonna do it on the day one that patch anyway when the game does release. Alright guys, well that's all I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion regarding Resident Evil 4 Remake. Fantastic news, I cannot wait to see what general public, what they think about it, and it's going to be exciting, and do let me know if you're going to be picking it up or not. Alright, like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.